What is happening, beautiful people of the YouTube? Welcome back. Long time no see. We have a Q&A episode today. We've got quite a lot of questions, so I'm just going to get cracking on. We have got some, I can't actually say on the YouTube. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 questions. Some, again, which is as I said, I can't actually say because I do value, getting cancelled, bro. So, first question is from Mr. Noah Campbell. I'll put it up on the screen. Probably here, there's a lot of space around about here. Noah Campbell just says 6-7 mango. That's interesting. I think that just sums up the Custards group chat, to be completely honest. Now, next question is from Mr. J. Ben Jim. How important are micronutrients? How important are micronutrients to hypertrophy? So, pretty good question. Now, in ways that macronutrients, specifically protein, directly affect hypertrophy. Micronutrients don't directly affect hypertrophy, but it can be a sort of indirect. And micronutrients can obviously, aid in hypertrophy from an indirect sort of standpoint. So literally just taking magnesium, for example, can help with, ATP production, or things like calcium helping with muscle contractions, just little things like that, where it's sort of not direct impact on hypertrophy, but if you've not got that, it will directly impact sort of the building blocks for hypertrophy. So it's definitely, micronutrients are something that you do need to consider, and you do need to, I say track, but maybe not track, but keep an eye on. Just making sure that you're getting like a varied source, a good rough sort of guidance, I would say, would be 100 grams fruit or veg every meal, and you can rotate this. I would rotate it, sort of freely if you must in the off-season stroke gaining phase, because there is obviously going to be like macronutrient there's obviously going to be like a macronutrient discrepancy was the word that I was looking for, with some fruits and veg. Obviously bananas will be quite high in carbs, whereas say, I'm just trying to think, like a spring onion is literally I think like 20 grams of spring onions, like 1 gram of carbs, whereas like 100 gram of bananas may be around that 20 or 25 grams of carbs. 100 grams of spring onion would then be like literally a few grams of carbs. So just taking that into consideration when you are not programming your meal plan, but you know what I mean, taking that into consideration when you are splitting your micronutrients rather within your meals. So yeah, no sort of direct impact, but there is underlying indirect impacts that will massively affect hypertrophy. Question number 3 from Carla Markusic. Now, what do my parents think about bodybuilding and the lifestyle obviously surrounding bodybuilding? It's obviously not just, you go to the train, you make a few meals and stuff. It's quite restrictive at times. I mean, to be honest, restrictive is not really the word I would use actually. Other people may view it as restrictive, but obviously people within this sort of game shouldn't find it restrictive, and are they supportive as well? So with my own parents, with I'm going to sort of expand on this, like with the sort of environment that I am in, both from parents and friends, girlfriend, I could not ask for anything better realistically, with just the support that I have received, both from just like doing small things, like if they're heading to the shops asking, do I need like stuff picked up? Sometimes my mum would even offer to like cut up my chicken, weigh it, like put it in little bags to go into the freezer. Again, just like stuff like that. It's not, I'm not someone who just likes stuff done for them. A lot is nice, but it's the support, it's the thought behind it that means a lot to me. And from like my mates, all my mates within the sort of bodybuilding worlds are very supportive of me. Obviously I'm supportive of them as well. It's just a nice sort of environment, the Custards group chat. I'll whack a photo up of the Custards boys here, but with regards to like friends, everything is so sound. with regards to my girlfriend, everything is literally great from a support standpoint. Like, she always comes out on walks with me, you know, if it's late, trying to get steps in and stuff like that. More than supportive throughout this pre-prep, and I'm very, very excited for what prep has to offer. And I don't think that there will be any issues. Obviously, like, from that sort of standpoint, I guess I'm sort of divulging here, but communication is literally so valuable. It's something that I will speak about. I don't think I'm not in the trenches enough yet to start speaking about communication within relationships, with bodybuilding, with someone who, isn't actually involved within the sport. It can be obviously difficult to sort of make them understand, to get them to sort of understand where you're coming from. But the main thing I would just often remind myself is, it's my choice to do this, it's my choice to diet, it's my choice to, go ahead and prep. So that's always in the back of my head. But yeah, from a support standpoint, I could not ask for anything better. Family, friends, girlfriend, anything like that. Gym as well. JP's gym is mint. Big up JP's gym. Another question 4 from Carla Markusic. Again, do I think I will eventually ever go assisted in the future? Now, again, that I'm going to give an answer to this, but I am honestly not sure. Again, I can't say whether I am or whether I'm not, because I'm not 100% sure, but the plans right now remain zilch. There are no plans to go assisted. I have goals within natural bodybuilding that are quite big. I would like to win my WNBF pro card. I would hope that would be in my 3rd season. Nice voice crack. I would hope that would be in my 3rd season, probably 2030 something. I would like to go into a high standard of a WNBF show, not a Canada show, and win my pro card. So that is my goals within natural bodybuilding. And then after that, sort of see where I lie. But with regards to assisted bodybuilding, it's not something that, interests me. I would rather watch like a natural teens class than watch like the Olympia, and it's because I can relate to natural bodybuilding, and I don't really have that relatability with enhanced, and it's just not really interesting to me. Although I can appreciate it for what it is, it's just not my cup of tea, but obviously, again, I'm never going to say never. It might just be a case of when I stop bodybuilding, my health is deteriorated so bad to the point where I just need to jab 300 mils of test a week. So yeah, that is that. Now, question number 5 from Mr. James Trains. If I last more than 30 seconds, can I count it as cardio? Simply just depends on the heart rate. Elevated heart rate is the whole point of cardio. It's just elevated expenditure, bro. It just depends on the heart rate. Question number 6 from Harris. Opposite opinions. I don't know if you may have seen the reel of a guy, slating people that spend their 20s, their prime life is what he says, in the boozer. Opinions on people, that do that. It's their life, do what you want. I've got a question from my girlfriend that I'm not actually going to answer. I'll put it up. It's like a natural physique podcast type question. Would you rather, this is not the question, but it's like a would you rather come in the sink or sink in the cum sort of question. So that question, I'll put it up here, but it's not getting answered. This one, I actually had a while thinking about this. I was sitting eating my last meal. Question from Mr. Mungo the Mammoth. Who is my favourite bodybuilder and why? I still don't think I have an answer to this. Enhanced, I do like Sean Clarida's physique a lot. I do like, I just like his physique. There's nothing really more to it. One Punch Naz has got a fucking really gnarly physique as well. But with regards to natural bodybuilding, I like this. I'm going to be so far up Matthew Chapman's arse. I really like the Butcher's physique. Toyton, of course. My favourite bodybuilders, they're just even just the boys that I'm surrounded with, I don't really have favourite bodybuilders as such, but I do like, obviously, everyone, you're going to love a physique that's just as perfectly crafted as someone like Toyton. let's say, but you know, I don't really have a sort of favourite, you know, bodybuilder. I do like, you know, like Dorian Yates and stuff, but like that's just it's so like cliched, I think, to say, you know, Dorian Yates, Ronnie Coleman, you know, people like that. But yeah, that's sort of my take on that topic. Top 5 favourite movies of all time, again from Mr. Mungo the Mammoth. Again, this one requires a little bit of thinking. I like the movie Bolt. It's got a lot of sentimental value. I watched that a lot as a kid. It's like the little dog. I can't really remember what actually happens in the movie, but I love that movie. You know, Home Alone movies as well. This is not in any order. I'm just trying to think off the top of my head. Friday with Ice Cube in it is a goated movie. I like Up. Up is good as well. I'm quite a sucker for like a romance as well. It's pretty zesty. What is that called? The Fault in Our Stars. A Fault in Our Stars. The Fault in Our Stars. Not too sure. I know you didn't say movies. I'm going to change this slightly. I do. I know these are like, you know, TV series. I like Stranger Things. The You is absolutely insane. I'm just trying to think what else. Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul, just, you know, standard goated ones. But I genuinely think I'm not that much of a movie watcher or even a series watcher, to be completely honest. I enjoy a bit of Family Guy from time to time, actually, which shows I'm obviously not in the trenches enough if I still find things like Family Guy funny. So yeah, that is my top 5 movies, kind of divulging with series. Now, question, I don't know what number this is, from Mr. Finlay Thornton, The Emptiness Machine. Have you found pre-prep difficult? And also Dream Remy. I'm going to go with the first question, the first part of that question first. Have I found pre-prep difficult? In all honesty, no. From a difficulty scale from 1 to 10, 1 being easy, 10 being hard, you know, maybe 2, 3 at a push. It's been very smooth sailing. We've maybe decreased food a handful of times, maybe 2, 3 times. I've not decreased food in like 5 weeks from the time of this video getting recorded. We are running weekly high days. Last week we ran 2 high days. We dropped weight after every single high day, apart from one actually, where I was up 0.05, so 50 grams I was up. But it's literally been so smooth sailing. We are currently running 220 protein. This on a training day, 220 protein, 325 carb, 50 fat, and on a non-training day, 220 protein, 225 carb and 60 fat. It's nowhere near the trenches at all, and weight is just flying off. I woke up 64.45 this morning, and glute detail is starting to come in as well, which is pretty cool. But like, to be honest, I've only felt, you know, diety like a handful of times, and it's, you know, towards the end of days when I'm just feeling a little bit tired. It's literally just as simple as that. But pre-prep has not been difficult at all. It's taught me a lot about my body, taught me a lot about how I want to carry out my prep, just how I, you know, go about my day-to-day routine. Routine is literally everything. I could speak forever about that, but it's just taught me so much about just the process. It's made me realise how much I fucking love what I do, and it's just got me so excited for prep. And also Dream Remy. Dream Remy would be Ashby spoons. That would be the Dream Remy. This is another question after this I can't actually answer. Now, a question from Mr. M Gallagher _ coaching Mark Gallagher. Top 6 Pokemon team, any region, any gen. Now, I'm not going to be boring. I'm going to, you know, go for my favourite Pokemon. I'm not just going to pick up your overpowered squad. So I think the main man Gengar has to be in there somewhere. I always seem to find a way to get him in the team. I'm trying to think. My first Pokemon was Oshawott, so, you know, Samurott has to be in there as well. So we've got Gengar, we've got Samurott. Apologies, by the way, for people who don't, you know, keep up with Pokemon. In there also, we would have a Garchomp. I often, you know, find myself going back and getting myself a Garchomp. So you're getting Garchomp in there as well. there's going to have to be a lot of cuts here because there's a lot of thinking to do. I've just pulled up a list just to sort of help me along with this. I would definitely put the main man, Machamp, in there as well, alongside Gardevoir, and I do believe I have one or two more that I might end up giving. I'm going to give 6 or 7, not 6, 7. I'm going to give 6 or 7 here. And I'd also put Flygon in there for the fun of it. Now, question from Mr. Austin Gallagher, client actually of Mr. Mark Gallagher. What is your views on roids? Do you think of people differently that take them, and would I take them myself? Now, again, it's literally people can do what they want. In my opinion, it's just a case of like, you don't need to be like, oh yeah, I take roids, but don't obviously be like, oh yeah, I don't take roids when you take them. It's literally just, that goes for anything. Like, just don't lie. But literally, it's a case of if it fits, the goals that you have, and I don't view people differently. I know a lot of people who do take roids, and again, I don't think of them differently. They're just someone that jabs a little bit of test into the body. It's nothing really major. But yeah, literally, it's just a case of like, if it's their goals, it's their goals. It's not really my place to judge that. But I myself, as I said, I don't think I will take performance enhancing drugs at all, because I've got just natty for life, hashtag AJ Morris, hashtag natural bodybuilding worldwide. But genuinely, I have as I say, goals within natural bodybuilding that are quite big. And I like the sport of natural bodybuilding. I do like to see where it's going. It's more fun for me to watch as it's more relatable and stuff like that as well. So that is where, my passion lies as such for the moment. We have another question. It's not a question. Drop the chicken pasta recipe, bro. Looks banging. That is something that I'll need to do instead of having an extremely monotone version of myself, talking over the creamy chicken pasta recipe that might have been like a year ago. I'll need to remake that again, so it's actually watchable and you can actually, enjoy the video. We have one more question. Favourite music for the gym? This again, I've spoken about this before. It's kind of context dependent, set dependent. With myself, I do like, from a general sort of standpoint, I do like stuff like Linkin Park, System of a Down, Metallica, things like that for just your average sort of set. But when it comes to stuff, where that you can require a little bit extra composure, or if if there's movements where you even struggle to get composed on, sort of slow music, you can go with Lana Del Rey. A favourite of mine is, Jeff Buckley, stuff like that, sort of slower tempo generally, sort of music that does sort of help you then get into a better, zone, if you like, and be able to stay composed. More composure will often open the door to better intensity, better accuracy, better set, more, potential for growth. But yeah, that is all the questions. I hope you enjoyed. I have no idea how long this video was, but we are going to edit this video. We're going to get this out, and you will also be blessed with a lower video. The last lower in the pre-prep diet will be coming out slightly, 1, 2, 3 days after this video. That video is almost edited. There's just a little tiny bit that I need to film for that, just the ending of it, and then that will be us. Two videos in the space of a couple of days. You're blessing yous. But I do want to get back to doing more consistent YouTube. It lets me get myself across, and I do like sort of longer form content. We were saying about, this is sort of me brainstorming in my own head, a Custard's Christmas dinner at Noah Campbell's house. That would include all the boys in the Custards group chat. I'll put them up at the side here because I'm not going to try and name everyone, because no doubt I'll forget someone. Getting them all round to Noah Campbell's house for a Christmas dinner, I would love to film that for the YouTube. I don't know how PG it all would be right enough, but that would just be something that would be very, very fun. I think it would be fun to watch as well, just seeing us in a sort of more relaxed sort of sense, rather than whether it be talking serious and training, giving serious answers to serious questions that I get on the question box. But literally just a thought, and something I thought of as well would be, so I got a few. I get messages. I say get messages. I've had a few messages, with regard to starting a podcast as well. So if that is something you would be interested in, literally just give me your honest opinions on it. Would you listen to me, perhaps maybe other people as well, waffling on? In a longer sort of form, we'd put it on Spotify. We'd put it on Spotify as well, realistically, to allow you just to whack it on in the car, drive to the gym, and listen to me, whoever else it may be, talk some serious stuff, talk about shit as well. So yeah, that is all for the Q&A. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you took something from this as well. And that is, as I say, that is all for the YouTube. Take care. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching.